How do we look?
WWE Crown Jewel 2025 was expected to be a night of high drama, thrilling matches, and unforgettable moments. But for the WWE Universe, the most talked-about event of the evening wasn't just the in-ring action, it was the Crown Jewel disaster involving Roman Reigns. The tribal chief, long considered the untouchable head of the table, suffered a shocking setback that left fans stunned and questioning the future of the Bloodline. As cameras rolled in the aftermath, fans were eager to hear from those who had been closest to the action. Among them was Dean Ambrose, the unpredictable yet deeply respected superstar whose voice carried authority, heart, and honesty. Ambrose, known for his unfiltered perspective and connection with fans, issued a message that went far beyond a typical promo. It was a heartfelt reflection on rivalry, respect, and the complex nature of WWE's top-tier competition. Ambrose reflects on Roman's legacy. Before delivering his message, Ambrose took a moment to acknowledge the gravity of the situation. Crown Jewel had not only been a stage for championship battles, but also a proving ground for the legacy of Roman Reigns. The tribal chief had dominated WWE for years, showcasing unmatched skill, charisma, and in-ring psychology. Ambrose reminded fans that Roman's journey had been built on more than victories. It was a testament to resilience, leadership, and the ability to command respect both in the ring and in the locker room. "Roman Reigns has done things no one else could," Ambrose said, his voice steady but tinged with emotion. "He's been the tribal chief, the head of the table, a man who's carried the legacy of his family and made it bigger than anyone imagined. Tonight's outcome doesn't change that. Tonight, we saw an obstacle in his path. But Roman's legacy? That's untouchable." The moment was powerful because it reframed the Crown Jewel disaster not as a personal attack, but as a challenge in the continuum of WWE history. Ambrose's words resonated deeply with fans, bridging the gap between heartbreak, respect, and anticipation for what comes next. A message of respect and rivalry. What made Ambrose's message truly impactful was the respect he showed for Reigns, even in the wake of a disastrous loss. Ambrose has always been known as the lunatic fringe, a man who thrives on chaos and unpredictability. But beneath that wild persona lies a keen understanding of competition, respect, and the bonds formed in the world of professional wrestling. "Roman, we've been on opposite sides so many times," Ambrose continued. "We've traded victories, survived brutal matches, and pushed each other to the edge. You're a warrior. You've earned every bit of what you've achieved. Tonight's setback doesn't define you. It's just another chapter in a story that's far from over." By framing the message as both a personal acknowledgement and a professional reflection, Ambrose reminded fans that WWE isn't just about wins and losses. It's about the larger narrative, the journey, and the respect shared among competitors who put their bodies and souls on the line every night. The emotional weight of the moment. The emotion in Ambrose's message wasn't merely performative, it was genuine. Fans watching live and on social media were struck by the depth of connection he displayed. Unlike many promos that rely on bravado or antagonism, Ambrose's words carried a tone of mentorship, empathy, and understanding. "Tonight was tough," Ambrose admitted. "I know the pressure, the expectations, the weight of carrying so much on your shoulders. I know what it feels like to be on top one night and face chaos the next. But here's the thing. You get back up. You fight again. You don't just survive. You dominate. That's who you are, Roman." The audience responded instantly. Chants of "Ambrose, Ambrose" filled arenas and online streams, reflecting the collective respect and admiration for his perspective. In that moment, WWE fans weren't just watching a promo. They were witnessing a bridge between two eras, two styles, and two legends, connected by the shared trials of WWE competition. Ambrose speaks to the WWE universe. Ambrose didn't stop with just Reigns. His message extended to the WWE Universe, offering context and reassurance about the unfolding storyline. He acknowledged the shock and disappointment many fans felt after the Crown Jewel disaster, validating their emotions while emphasizing that setbacks are part of the larger narrative of WWE. To the fans watching around the world, Ambrose said, his tone both empathetic and inspiring, "I know tonight was unexpected. I know many of you felt that shock, that disbelief, that frustration. That's what makes WWE so incredible. Every moment, every twist, every loss, it matters because it's real. Roman Reigns will rise again, and so will the storylines that make this the greatest wrestling show on earth." By including the fans, Ambrose elevated his message beyond a personal note, turning it into a rallying cry for hope, perseverance, and excitement. It reminded viewers that WWE thrives not just on scripted outcomes, but on the emotional investment of its audience. Teasing the future, Ambrose's message wasn't solely reflective, it was also forward-looking. He hinted at the future, teasing possible matches, rivalries, and storylines that could arise from Crown Jewel's shocking events. Ambrose framed Reigns' loss as a catalyst for growth, vengeance, and redemption, sparking curiosity and speculation across the WWE Universe. "Roman, your journey isn't over," Ambrose said, locking eyes with the camera. "Crown Jewel was just one battle. There are more challenges ahead, more warriors to face, and more history to make. And when the dust settles, you'll rise. Because that's what legends do. That's what the head of the table does. And I'll be watching, cheering, and maybe even getting in the way when you least expect it." The subtle blend of respect and teasing created intrigue, leaving fans wondering how Ambrose might insert himself into Reigns' ongoing narrative, whether as an ally, a challenger, or a wild card who could shift the WWE landscape entirely. The reaction from fans and media. Ambrose's heartfelt message quickly went viral across social media, with clips circulating worldwide. Fans praised the depth of his words, noting that it was one of the most genuine, heartfelt promos in recent WWE history. Analysts highlighted how Ambrose had balanced respect, insight, and drama, a rare combination in an era often dominated by brash, quick-fire promos.